Welcome to Mighty Car Mod Season 2.
That's 4.
2.
We've got heaps of DIY videos coming up. We've got a blow-off valve shootout, stereo installs. We're going back to the 80s, and all you need to do all these things is a car.
And we reckon some of the most exciting cars come from overseas. So this episode, we're teaming up with Edward Lees and heading somewhere where the cars are a little bit more exotic.
We're going to Japan. What time is it? It's 4:49.
Into the overhead rocker.
Just got on our plane, dude.
Please don't hesitate to ask you could.
の皆様、頭上のシートベルト着用サインが消え。
1 hour to go.
I just want to dip my hands into the ocean and just grab an octopus. And have its tentacles all over there.
Only one written declaration per family is required.
From the airport, it's about a 45-minute bus ride on one of the many highways that run above the city. We were expecting to see some scenes from the Midnight Club PlayStation game, but all we saw were lots of these minivans. First stop was to hit the street and try and find some food, which in Japan is harder than you might think.
Check this out. It's a noodle roll.
Or you can have an egg.
Hot dogs, sushi, fried chips in a vending machine.
No, we needed something more authentic, so we decided to go where the locals go. These guys thought it was hilarious hacking into a live octopus on their table, but luckily we had this relatively useless menu.
Marty has never had sushi before, never had raw fish, but when you're in Osaka, our waiter just brought us some of the gifts, and so we do need to eat it. I don't know this at all.
Well fed on chicken, cartilage and jellyfish, it was time to head to our hotel and try and work out how to use the toilet.
The toilet actually has a user's guide that comes with it, and check that out. Watch this. Watch. And then watch out. Oh. That just shot the other side of the wall, and that's on the low pressure sensitivity. It's on about 25%. You got another 75% to go. That's amazing.
Japan is a country full of rich heritage and stunning natural beauty. Home to Mr. Miyagi and beautiful forests, Japan has some of the most amazing temples in the world. But it is also a technologically advanced country that is home to some of the hottest cars ever made. Japan is efficient and clean, and there are a huge range of transportation options. Bikes are used by all ages every day, and you can purchase a 3-speed family bike for around $50. So we bought 2 of them, and we learned our first lesson about buying in Japan. Japanese people don't like second-hand items and put very little value on an item that somebody else has owned. People don't steal bikes from the street because they're so cheap to buy brand new, and considering a stolen bike would be a second-hand bike, it has minimal value to people in Japan. If you do decide to get a bike when in Japan, don't get caught doing a wheelie on it in a crowded street, because you will, like I did, get fined $200.
We decided to take a trip to Umeda, the CBD of Osaka. From the top of the Sky Building, you can see that this city really is a vibrant hub of activity. There is roughly the same amount of people generating the same amount of gross domestic profit in Greater Osaka as there is in the whole of Australia. Japan has over 127 million people, and that means they have an absolutely massive car market. With so many vehicles, a general dislike of second-hand goods, and government incentives to upgrade your car regularly, locals have a high turnover and usually upgrade every couple of years. Japanese vehicles have low mileage, advanced features, and most have been cared for meticulously by fussy owners. Seriously, every single car in Japan looks like it's just been detailed. And all this adds up to attractive car buying opportunities for foreigners, often at unbelievable prices.
Japan has an amazingly efficient public transport network, the most famous of which is the Shinkansen, or bullet train. The system is so effective that after doing 160,000 trips in a year, the average arrival time was within 6 seconds of the scheduled time. Devised originally in 1964, the trains run at almost 300 kilometres an hour, but they've been tested at up to 581 kilometres an hour. The view out the window at 300 k's an hour really is mind-boggling.
Okay, it's time to find a hotel and get some food before an early start tomorrow to head to the auctions.
Yeah, Matt, so it's 5 a.m. and we've been taking a couple of days to soak in the culture of Osaka, and today we're meeting up with a buying agent who's taking us to one of the auctions, and we're going to show you guys how that stuff goes down. Marty might find a little, one of those little shitty micros that he likes, and he might be excited about buying one of them. In fact, yesterday we saw a convertible K11 micro. Check this out. How mad's that, dude?
And the Golf station wagon.
Check this out. And yeah, so anyway, off to the auctions. Let's go, Martin.
Man, do I have to get changed?
Yeah.
We were told to keep an eye out for a white van, and then this turned up. The Nissan El Grande is a luxury 8-seater van, pre-pimped from the Nissan factory, and it's available for import into Australia.
Marty, how are you, man?
If you're a big fan of the van, you should definitely check out one of these bad boys.
It's got a sink in the back. And curtains.
And with the press of a button, check this out.
Dude, why do we not own one of these already?
Well, it's going to Australia. We could buy one.
This is mad.
This is Nobuo. He's a buying agent for Edward Lee's Japanese Auto Centre in Sydney. He's heading to the auctions today, and he's taking Mighty Car Mods along for the ride.
Nobuo knew that he was coming to pick us up today, so he bought this van last night at the auctions so that we would have a sweet JDM ride to get to the auctions in. What a legend.
This car will just simply go to the nearest wharf. I book the shipping, and then it's a roll-on, roll-off. It's a boat that carries especially cars, so no big deal. It just goes on, and then I just send the pictures to one of my shipping company. They'll do the custom clearance, and off it goes. Sending it out is simple. It's easy. Anyone can do it in a way. You don't have to have license to do that. Buying a car, you have to have license. So you have to have, like a guy like me, to buy a car. Okay. If you're interested in buying a car from the auctions, or if you want to buy from a dealership, no worries. But you still have to have a way of deregistering the paperwork. You still have to do the paperwork. But that you can do it as well. to be honest. It's not difficult.
So from the day that this car was bought at auction, and this car was bought last night,
last
if
night.
somebody in Australia wanted this car and gave the money and said, yes, I want it, how long would it take for this car to arrive in Australia?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
2 weeks on the water.
And 1 week
for me to do operate. I don't know how long it'll take after it lands. I don't know how long that'll take in your country, but I could probably land the vehicle if the timing is all good. You know, shipping is there's a ship leaves twice every 1 month. There's 2 boats that goes 1 month.
Okay.
1 month. So every 2 weeks.
Right. It's not that long, really. I mean, in terms of, you're getting a car from a completely different country that's 10,000 kilometers away, and
No, it's not.
It's not really that long.
The ship was the car that's on water would be 10 days maybe, if it's Sydney. Get off on the next ramp.
100円ね。
ここは100円。
向こうも100円。
向こうも100円。
これで右へ曲がって直行。
で右行って直行。はい、ありがとうございます。
We're through security and into the auctions, so let's have a look around.
First we check inside the auction house and see how all these other people are actually buying the cars by using the trigger and stuff. Pushing the button, triggering, and it's going up and up and up. And once it goes over a certain price that the seller wants.
This is where the sellers wait to see if their cars sell out on the floor. The screens show bidding activity with colour codes to show when the car reaches the reserve price.
You circle a car, for instance 10008, I want to see this vehicle. And then here's a photo of the vehicle. Scan the seat. This one is already finished. This car, this Prius, old shape, just sold for 170,000 yen.
Right.
This is the buying floor where the dealers come to bid on cars. It's huge and very loud, and there's a relentless sound of a speaker announcing every few seconds, bidding stato, which roughly translated means if you want to win the car that's up on the screen, you better start bashing that button like a pensioner on a Penrith pokey.
Basically, the buyers bring their cars in and they have a reserve price, and then the cars come in and you can see the images up on the screens here, and you have 4 different buttons down here, and the colour of the buttons correspond to the colour of the lanes that the cars are in, and then if you want to bid for it, boom, 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 you bid. And Nobuo was saying that generally the auctions last 20 to 30 seconds and then they're gone. If the buyer doesn't get the price they want, then the car's passed in and it's not for sale. But once it gets to a certain threshold, then it's activated that the car is for sale, and then it's literally a buyer's market. Whoever puts the last bid and the highest bid, then they win the car, and then the photo comes down, next one comes up, and we're on to the next car. It's simple as that. Do you think part of the appeal for Japanese people, because they love pachinko and they love gambling, do you think part of that adrenaline rush is doing this?
No. It is a game. That's why I don't do pachinko. I don't do any gambling. I think this is just as good gamble as you can get. Even a Ferrari about $100,000 car would finish a deal in 3 seconds or something. Bang, finish.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah. This is one of the inspection places. It's not activating right now, of course. But when the car comes in, the seller drives his car in. The inspector will be all lined up here, and they'll be doing the inspection, and then putting the gradings in, and then putting it back to the lineup.
This is actually where the grade of the car is decided.
And behind the camera right now is a 6-story parking lot full of cars that you can buy. Full.
There are 8,000 cars here today for sale, and that's considered a slow day.
Everything's for sale.
Every vehicle is inspected and gets a detailed auction report with information about the car.
But it has all the details: the year, what model, the shape, the CC, the chassis number, how much shock end, which is the roadworthy it has, the color of the vehicle, and then details of the options that the sales points also written down there. You can see the circle saying power steer, power window. That's a basic thing. You circle it so the on the seller side would know. And then the drawing tells you if there's any marks. The inspector will put marks on it.
Now all this auction business has got Marty and I a little bit excited, so we asked Nobuo if he'll buy us a car, and he said to us, we'll go and pick one. These are the guys that hold all the sets of keys. Wonder what they do on a Friday night.
Okay, this floor are all K cars, little cars, 660cc cars, very popular in Japan, and I think it's not exported to any other country but Japan. It's just in Japan. Have a look. It's Japanese size.
This goes forever.
This whole section is that. And it has a colored, yellow, different colored number plate compared to normal cars. Tax is different. Parking permit payments for governments different. It's cheaper. Everything's a little bit slightly economic for the youth.
If you ever wanted a really, really small four-wheel drive, check it out. This has a boost gauge in it. Pivot.
Turbocharger!
It just makes me realise how small our car market is compared to this place.
Yeah, true.
Like, I didn't know there'd be this many cars in Sydney.
Dude, look at this mad car. What is the story with this car? It looks ye oldie, but it's not old.
Daihatsu probably has the modified mini Civic look. But this is turbo.
It's turbo.
It's a turbo car.
Sifting through 8,000 cars is enough to drive you crazy, and Marty finally wants to get out of one of his clown cars and get a Subaru.
That's like a really, really, really good one. GTB, be like an 01 model or something. E-Tune wagon, top of the line.
Only a Subaru freak would buy that.
Yeah. And they do.
It's only a Subaru people that like it.
Yeah.
Buy it, I guess. I've driven it before. Too much
I had an
money.
old.
You have to spend so much money on petrol.
I had an old one of
Don't
them.
buy it. My advice. But you can't-
We could go VIP.
The crazy thing about this place is you can be walking down this huge aisle of cars and see, you know, your normal Civics and Daihatsus and stuff like that, and then you just walk into something like this.
Marty just wouldn't let this Subaru thing go, but then something caught my eye.
What do we do?
Let's go to the bidding room
Yep.
and bid. That's
Okay.
all we have to do. Like I told you, yeah.
Let's do it. All right, that's cool.
We don't have much time. We must hurry. Yes.
You got hurry?
Yeah, we gotta hurry.
The car is up for auction in 5 minutes, so we have to race back to the auction house to get our bid in. Nabuo tells me to keep my eye on the screens, and he explains how the bidding's gonna work. With his dealer's card in and the car coming up in the yellow lane, I let him know exactly how much money he has to play with.
Go. How much is that in? Still going?
We got it.
We got it?
And that's how easy it is.
Okay, so we just bought a car, a new Mighty Mods project car for season 2. It's very exciting. I trust it's going to be mad. At the moment, we're organising, as we speak, shipping back to Australia. Coming here. So all we got to do now is just pay, and then this car goes on the ship, goes over to Australia, and then we're all good.
It's all right. It's ready.
We bought a car.
Nabuo decides to celebrate by making me eat octopus balls. I didn't even know they had any.
There's juice inside.
Hot octopus juice.
Yeah.
Hot
It
octopus
doesn't
juice.
sound good. It doesn't sound good. Like not raw. So maybe the sushi bar or something.
I manage.
Man, these are hot balls.
I do pork and wine. This is the complimentary umbrella that you get from the auction house. You have to return it.
Very funny.
Okay, so here's where we're at. We've just finished up at the auctions. Nabuo, he bought us a car today, which is awesome. So he's made a couple of calls, and the car is getting shipped to the docks where it'll be at sea for about 10 days.
So with the car on its way back to Australia, it's time to say goodbye to being lost. Bye to Marty's Technicolor handbag, bye to complimentary pajamas and 127 million people. Bye to stupid fines, crazy vending machines, weird toys, aggressive toilets, Initial D. Bye to car accessory stores that are at least 10 times as big as the biggest Bunnings you've ever seen. Bye to sushi and all the other quirky things that we love about Japan. If you're ever in Japan and somebody insults you, tell them to go shopping at this store.